Imagine walking through a quiet neighborhood in the Hollywood Hills, where luxury cars line the streets, manicured lawns stretch in every direction, and the calm silence of wealth and celebrity gives you the sense that nothing truly sinister could ever happen there. But in early September, that illusion was shattered when a foul odor drifted through the neighborhood, an odor neighbors described as something between sewage and decay. That smell would lead authorities to a shocking discovery: the body of a teenage girl, hidden inside the trunk of a Tesla owned by rising singer-songwriter D4vd. What began as a small curiosity about an abandoned car has spiraled into one of the most disturbing Hollywood mysteries of recent years. On September 8th, officers with the Los Angeles Police Department were called to the Hollywood tow yard after reports surfaced of a car that emitted a stench so strong, workers could not ignore it. The vehicle in question was a sleek Tesla, black with Texas license plates, sitting quietly in the lot as though it had no secrets to reveal. But when police opened the trunk, what they found silenced the tow yard. Inside, stuffed inside a bag, were human remains. For investigators and bystanders alike, the moment was chilling. The car that had once been a symbol of modern technology and success was now a tomb. The medical examiner's office later confirmed the identity of the victim as 15-year-old Celeste Rivas. Her cause of death was deferred, meaning authorities are still determining how she died, and the time of her death remains unknown. A small tattoo on her right index finger, the word "show" etched in black ink, was one of the earliest clues used to help identify her. It was a haunting detail, almost symbolic, that a girl with such a tattoo had been silenced in such a horrific way. The Tesla itself had been parked on a Hollywood Hill street, on the 1400 block of Bluebird Avenue, for more than 72 hours before being towed. Neighbors had noticed it weeks earlier. One resident later told reporters, "It just smelled like sewage. I think the community knew something was wrong and reported the car being abandoned." Their suspicions proved right. That strange odor, lingering in the sun-drenched hills, was the first sign that a tragedy had taken place. The neighbors who walked by that car every day never imagined a young girl's remains were hidden inside. Detectives traced the vehicle's registration back to David Anthony Burke, better known to fans worldwide as D4vd, a rising star in the music industry. D4vd, whose stage presence and songs have gained massive popularity, was on tour at the time of the discovery. According to authorities, he has been cooperating fully with investigators, though questions swirl about how his vehicle ended up as part of a homicide investigation. Did he have any knowledge of what happened? How did the car, with Texas plates registered in his name, become the resting place of a teenage girl? The scene at the Hollywood tow yard was tense when the discovery was first made. Officers wore masks as they carefully unzipped the bag, revealing the remains. The air was heavy with the sickening smell, and the silence of the officers spoke louder than words. Each step was carefully documented, photographs were taken, evidence markers placed. The Tesla, once a luxury possession, was no longer just a car, it was a crime scene. Forensic teams scoured it for fingerprints, DNA samples, and any indication of how the girl's body ended up inside. Neighbors who had first noticed the car abandoned on Bluebird Avenue painted a picture of unease. "It was just sitting there," one said. "Day after day, no one moved it. We didn't know it belonged to a musician or anything. It just became part of the street except for the smell." That smell was unbearable. Another added that cars parked too long in the Hollywood Hills often raise suspicion, especially when they are high-end vehicles that appear to be abandoned. The community's watchfulness played a critical role in getting the car towed and eventually revealing the truth inside. As for Celeste Rivas, very little is known about her final days. Investigators are still piecing together her movements, trying to understand how a 15-year-old girl ended up in such a gruesome situation. Friends and family are left devastated, grappling with the unimaginable reality that their daughter, their sister, their classmate, was hidden away in the trunk of a Tesla under the hot Los Angeles sun. The tattoo on her finger, "show," now serves as a haunting reminder of her life and the cruel silence of her death. For D4vd, this revelation has thrust him into an unwanted spotlight. Known for songs that capture the emotions of a new generation, he now finds his name linked to a dark mystery. Police have made it clear he is cooperating, and so far, there has been no indication of his involvement. Still, fans across social media have flooded platforms with questions, some standing firmly by him, others suspicious of how his vehicle could play such a central role in such a tragedy. Concertgoers at his shows expressed shock, saying they could not believe the news when they first heard it. "It doesn't make sense," one fan posted. "I was at his concert that night. He was performing while this was happening." Investigators are considering several possibilities. Could the car have been used by someone else while the artist was away? Was it stolen or lent to someone without his knowledge? Or could there be a deeper, more sinister connection between the victim and the vehicle's owner? Every angle is being explored, and detectives remain tight-lipped about where the evidence is leading. The only certainty is that a young girl's life has ended under mysterious and horrifying circumstances. The discovery has also raised questions about the nature of abandoned vehicles in Los Angeles. Often, cars left unattended for long periods are assumed to belong to residents who are away or disinterested in moving them. But this case has shown the darker possibilities lurking behind what might seem like an ordinary, overlooked vehicle. For those living near Bluebird Avenue, the memory of walking past that Tesla, unaware of what it concealed, will likely linger for years. In the days following the discovery, the Hollywood tow yard became a hub of curiosity and speculation. Reporters gathered outside, cameras rolling, as the car was examined and eventually removed. Workers at the yard, who initially complained of the odor, have expressed shock that what they thought might be spoiled food or a leaking container turned out to be the remains of a child. The smell they couldn't shake became the key to unraveling a tragedy. The case now sits at the intersection of celebrity, crime, and tragedy. The involvement of a well-known artist's vehicle guarantees media attention, but at its core, this is a story about a lost child. A girl whose life was cut short, her body hidden away, her family now living with questions that may never be fully answered. Who was responsible? How did she die? Why was she placed in that trunk? Until those answers come, speculation will continue, and the shadow over this case will remain. Forensic experts have stressed that the process of determining the cause of death will take time. Toxicology reports, examinations of the body, and analyses of the evidence from the car will be critical. Each detail, from the positioning of the body to the contents of the bag, will play a role in uncovering the truth. Meanwhile, detectives are combing through security footage, looking at license plate readers in the Hollywood Hills, and interviewing anyone who may have seen the Tesla before it was towed. The name Celeste Rivas now carries weight in Los Angeles, a tragic reminder of vulnerability in a city often glamorized by fame and fortune. Her story has become intertwined with that of a popular musician, not by choice but by circumstance. And while fans debate online, while detectives piece together the puzzle, one fact remains undeniable. A teenage girl is gone, her future erased, and the mystery of her death demands answers. As night falls on Hollywood, the streets of Bluebird Avenue are quieter than ever. Neighbors still glance at the spot where the Tesla once sat, trying to process what they unknowingly lived beside. The tow yard, cleaned and emptied, no longer holds the vehicle that shocked its workers. And somewhere in Los Angeles, investigators work late into the night, determined to bring justice to a girl who could not speak for herself. Until then, the haunting image of a Tesla trunk closing on a dark secret lingers, a reminder that even in places of beauty and fame, the most horrifying truths can hide in plain sight.